welcome yet again to an amazing month where we're going to share very interesting stuff about business.
Business group coaching is back.
This business started in 2019 on the cusp of COVID.
Right now, the entire organization has over 30 people.
If that is not growth, you see what I meant when I told you we were bringing somebody with results to show?
That the reason why I need to have this is that people who follow me are mostly sinners. So they need to hear the word of the Lord.
So he knew how to calculate cost of goods, he knew how to purchase, he knew how to price, he knew how to repair, he knew even how to collect debts.
You strongly believe Jesus was a businessman?
Yes.
Anyone who sets up a business to work in it, you created a job for yourself, that business will fail.
When the leader sees small, the business is definitely going to stay small, and so is everyone in it, trapped in the smallness.
Exactly.
You who think the business people are not in kingdom business. Ooh.
Hello and welcome to Business Garage. Today we're excited to have you joining us, and today we are coming to you live from the city center, the city of Kampala. My name is Sharon Tumusime and I am your host today, and we're looking forward to a very great show with you today. And today we have the opportunity to hear an amazing business story that you will definitely love. If you're tuning into Business Garage for the very first time, you are most welcome. Business Garage is part of Worship Harvest Ministries, and Business Garage is the business arm that exists to just resource kingdom businessmen and women to go out there and do big things in the marketplace and extend the kingdom of God in the marketplace. And we do it in different platforms under the Business Leaders Network of Worship Harvest Ministries. A Business Leaders Network survives on three key pillars, and that is really community, coaching, and capital. And so this is part of the coaching space where we're just learning more about business, where we share stories, teachings about business that can help you be better at business. So welcome once again to Business Garage this morning. And at Worship Harvest, we're a movement of the gospel, discipleship, and mission. We exist for the purpose of catalyzing spiritual, social, and economic renewal in our immediate communities, and as a result, the world. And we believe that church begins on Monday and Sunday is garage time. So on Monday, while we are in the marketplace, our Business Garage will resource you in a way that you will be a better kingdom influencer in the marketplace. So welcome to Business Garage today. And like I mentioned, today we have an exciting story for you. And it is a restaurant. It's a restaurant in Kampala. This month we are featuring really people that own restaurants, businessmen and women that are doing business in that space. And so today we have an amazing restaurant. I'm sure you know about it. You have had, you've probably eaten there. You probably tasted a cake, a pastry from them, and it's a renowned name in Uganda, and that is Cavelli. Yes, so today we are hosting the proprietors of Cavelli. It's a couple. Come on now, what's not to love? I told you the story is amazing. So you are welcome as Simon and Daphny Tukahirwa.
Thank you.
Yes, you're most welcome to Business Garage today.
Thank you for coming to Cavelli. We're excited.
You're excited, huh? Yes, and I'm also very excited. It's a pleasure to meet you for the very first time.
It's a pleasure to meet you too.
Yes. And ladies and gentlemen, they are members of Worship Harvest Ministries. They go to Worship Harvest downtown.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, and they belong to a mission or community. Do you know your MC's name?
Yes.
Commissioned MC.
Commissioned MC, yes. And we would like to always give you an opportunity to send your greetings out.
Yes.
Yes.
So we send our greetings out to our MC.
Each of you alone.
I send my greetings to our shepherds, first of all, our kulos.
Yes.
Yeah. And our MC, and yes, our family members who may be watching this.
Yes.
Yeah, that would be great.
All right.
Yeah, on top of what she has said, I also send special greetings to one of our shepherds who
introduced us to to Worship Harvest,
Yes.
Mr. Jethro Mohanji and his wife Faith.
Yeah.
So yeah, special shout out to them.
Yeah. We greet them. We send them greetings. Thank you very, very much for shepherding this amazing couple who is here with us today. So it's really nice to have you today. And you just had a baby, Daphne.
Yes, I
you guys
did.
just had a baby.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank
Yes.
you.
For now, you have 3 children.
Yes.
For now.
For
For
now.
now.
For now.
For now. So congratulations. We really thank God for that extra addition to the family.
Yes.
Yes. So people are wondering, when they told me, we're going to host Cavelli, I was like, those guys are in Worship Harvest. They're like, yes, they're in Worship Harvest. And so I was really looking forward to meeting you. And then I met you guys. You're a very young couple, but you're doing amazing things in this space. And like we were talking earlier, most people think Cavelli is owned by a foreigner. Many people don't know that it's Ugandan owned. So Cavelli is a Ugandan owned business. It's a family business, actually. Yes. And so it's exciting to hear your story today.
Yes.
So thank you very much for sharing with us.
Thank you.
Yes. Sometimes you invite people and they say no. So thank you for saying yes.
We are honored to be on this as well.
Yes. So
Yes.
someone out there must be wondering, as I am, how did you get into the restaurant business? Did you study restaurant? Have you always loved restaurant? Did you just love food so much you are like, we must open a restaurant? How did the business start?
Okay, so I'll answer that. So we, as a family, have been in hospitality for a while. Just like a younger sibling can't go anywhere without naming their older sibling. Piato
Yes.
is our sibling, is our sister company. Yes.
Okay. Yes.
So Piato is 12 years old, 14 years actually old,
Yes.
and we are 7 years old. But hospitality has been in our family for a long time. For me, myself personally, I studied hospitality because frankly, I was not good at school, the academic side of things. I just knew that I had to find something that I know I'm good at hard work.
Yes.
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 And things that require a bit of moving, and I'm not good at sitting and looking at things and crunching numbers, though it's a big part of business.
Yes.
But so hospitality found my heart.
Yeah.
It's dynamic, it's exciting, it moves with the times, it changes. Every day there's something new and exciting here.
Oh,
So
yes.
it's something that we love. And that's how we ended up here. I have a diploma in hospitality, although I studied business and law at university, and then
Yes.
decided to branch off into hospitality. I learned as much as I could from experts around the world. I had the opportunity to travel,
Yes.
and then I came home and implemented as much as I could.
Yes.
Yes.
Amazing, amazing. For someone who did business and law,
Yes.
and then you got, smack into the middle of running an actual restaurant right now. So you said it's a family business. Piato is owned by your parents, by your dad, and now here you are in Cavelli.
Yes.
Yes. So how was it? How was that conversation to tell him, you know what, we might not want Piato, we want to start our own? Is that what actually happened?
Yes.
Again, you can
Yes.
sense that.
Yeah,
Daphne is a founder. So
He's a founder,
she's
yes.
very good to answer
Amazing.
this. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
no, Pietro specializes in continental food. We
Okay.
thought that it would be good also to have something that does something else. So
Okay.
Cavelli is a restaurant, but we also a bakery and pastry shop. Yeah. So we thought that it would be good to branch out and do other things. So we have bread, ice cream, pastries, anything a sweet tooth would love, we have it here. But we also know that food is important, so we kind of we balance each other out.
Yes.
So for us, we knew we were more excited by the bread, and by the time we started, it wasn't saturated as such, the market.
Yes.
For high quality bread, ice cream, pastries. So we had a chance to enter and do something different, which we believe we've done
Yes.
over the years. Yeah.
Which you have. All
Yes.
right. Okay. So how does Simon come in? How do you join? How do you come in at what point?
So Simon comes in pretty much at the beginning
Yes.
of the journey of Cavelli. I've known Daphne for quite a while, so
What is quite a while?
we first met each other at, I think we were 13 years old in school.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
we have continued in friendship.
Yeah.
And just to answer also, apart from what she said, Cavelli the way it came about was her and her father, I think, were eating bread, and they thought that I think they were eating brood, and they thought that they could enter that market because they like bread as well, and so from that conversation stemmed a whole bunch of other conversations that led to Cavelli.
Yes.
Simon comes in pretty much, I think, 2 years into the business.
Okay.
As I was studying in Kenya.
Yes.
We had got married, and we made a conscious decision that we wanted to work together. And I was also very interested in the company. I had seen it grow. I had seen it start. There's also a history of family business with Daphne and Daphne's dad and her late mom who we used to work together. So that's something that we were really keen on. My parents, having known each other for a while as well, also were keen on us working together and growing and starting something with each other. So that's how I came in.
That's how you come in. Wow, it's a beautiful story. So you've known each other since you can remember when.
Yes.
Yes, yes, that is beautiful. So how has it been? Because most people who have done business, many of them these days, have worked somewhere and then they get into business. But for you guys, that's all you did from the get-go. From studying, you just came in. She had a bit, your dad was there. So can you just tell us how that was for you, how it has been for you? Yes.
On my end, it has been, I've enjoyed the journey. Okay. It has been quite a life-changing journey because I came straight from school. I had worked here and there for other companies in audit for a bit as an intern. So when I came to Cavelli, I was kind of pretty much fresh in the working spheres of life.
Yes.
But what was really nice was the kind of support that I had. Daphne's dad being a really big mentor for both of us.
Yes.
Really holding our hands through the journey, and I think that has ended up with us, getting more and more confident in the realm of business, and I think we are growing. We're growing personally, with each other. We have been tested, but it has been a real fruition of good fruit that has come out of it.
Yeah.
And so. I hope I've answered the question.
Yes, you have, definitely, definitely. Yes. So someone would be wondering, what were your expectations? How have those have they been what you expected, or has it surpassed? Or, because when you're coming into a certain space, or both of you have expectations. What you were thinking, what you thought it would be like. Is that what it's been like, or it's been better? Or worse? Yes. How has it been? Yes.
I think time has been truly what has helped us, because over time we've gained confidence, we've grown, we've had enough experiences to teach us that not everything is going to go the way you think it's going to go. Business is very interesting because, and hospitality is definitely not for the faint of heart. For me, every time someone comes and tells, I want to open a restaurant, I'm like, but why? First tell me why, and then we can go through, because it's something that really challenges you. All spheres. When people are on holiday, you're working. When guys are sleeping, you're at work.
Yeah, people's rest days.
Yes, you're mostly, and you can't close the other days because people might not come. So you're actually 24/7, 365
all year
days.
round.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it tests you physically, mentally. But expectation-wise, I think for me the pressure was more on myself. Like, can I really do this?
Yes.
Yeah. Can I run a business and it succeeds? Do I have what it takes? Like, because it's tough. I had gained a lot of experience from working abroad and seeing how the owners of the restaurants used to work day and night. Would find them there, leave them there. The attention to detail, like you throw something in a bin, a small salad that you think, a leaf that you think is not worth it, the chef comes and looks for it in the bin and he's like, this is money. So these small intricacies are what also showed me that, hospitality can be really challenging. So the pressure and the expectation was that can we live up to the standards that I've been exposed to, that we've both been exposed to, and would we be able to bring that back here and make it work?
Yes.
So yeah.
I think on my end, I didn't expect this industry to be as it has been. I think I was a bit naive, and just going into business, going in as a leader straight from school was a bit of a shock,
Deep end thing.
a deep end thing. But also it has been a humbling thing, because I think I came in with the wrong kind of mentality.
Yes.
In that maybe the expectation that things are done for you.
Yes.
But with time, as she has said, you get to really see that, first of all, there's a real cost to mistakes that
Yes.
happen here. There's a real cost to inexperience, and with that, I think I grew in understanding and patience as well, on how business works, on how to handle people, and how to handle losses, how handle heartbreak, handle excitement. So there's been a lot of learning on my end, and I think if I can just in one sentence say, I expected a soft kind of life.
Yes.
But I got into an industry that is very far from soft.
Yes, yeah. Very, very competitive. The level of service that's expected from you is very, very high.
Yeah.
But Daphne, you had been out of the country, so you had seen all these things.
Yes.
How easy has it been to bring it here? Because you come up with all these ideas, you're like, I'm also going to do one. Let me go, and all these things I've seen. So were you also checking for letters in the trash and lecturing people? How was it trying to bring all those things and teach them to the team here?
Yes, so that actually was probably one of my biggest challenges. And in
Yes.
that way, I may have been naive, because I thought also that I would come and find the exact same thing. But the difference is mentality. Because when I was there, I was part of a team that was moving fast. You know how, like, even at church, Apmo tells us, like, you can't be the best in the group you're in.
Yes.
Yeah. So me, where I was not the best. They were carrying me where I was going.
Yes.
But when I came here, it's not to say I was the best, but I think my ideas were ahead of me. So I realized here that the first thing is to tell people why the lettuce is important, as opposed to saying don't throw it. Because the other side, we know that it's money, it's this, it's that. Because even me, the chef also had to tell me off that
Yes.
side, you're too slow, you're this, you're that. And you know, here as Ugandans, we move slowly. It's just what it is.
Yeah, it's no pressure.
Yeah, there's no pressure. Even if the pressure is there, you're like, I won't die.
Yes.
But there, you really felt the heat.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you couldn't be that person you couldn't be the weakest link. So trying to do that here, I had to also come down a few notches and to become humble and realize that people don't know what you know.
Yes.
So teach them slowly by slowly, be patient, kind of try to explain to people, you're doing this because of this, it will be good because of this, it's for your benefit because of this. And sometimes also cutting the cord if somebody isn't going to move with you.
Yeah.
And you've given them enough chances. Just know when to also let it go.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that has been a big learning curve for both of us.
Yes.
Yes.
Instead of, just delaying the inevitable.
Yes.
Because after all, they'll cost you eventually a lot more than what you wanted to spend by just trying to keep them on board. Okay. And you've been in business for 7 years now.
This is our 8th year.
This is your 8th year. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Anytime now we're getting number 10.
Yes.
And so everybody went through a tough period. That was COVID. But restaurants where the eateries, people come out to eat, probably also suffered a huge hit. How did you manage COVID? How are you still open? People closed and businesses went on. Yes.
So
how did you do it? Yes.
So what we realized was that, first of all, I was scared when COVID came. We were really like, what are we going to do?
Yeah.
But honestly, I had to pray and say, God, where 1,000 fall, I shall stand. And what we said was, let us continue in the way we can. So I think you guys had a look around. We're not only a restaurant, but we also distribute bread to Shell supermarkets, and food is life. So we knew that people will still need bread.
We were essential.
We were essential workers as
Yes,
far as we
yes.
we were concerned. So we kept open.
Yeah.
We kept the people who we could as close as we could. We had to hire a flat, put some bakers in there, like a few bakers in there.
Near here?
Near here, very
Yes.
walking distance.
Yes.
Myself and Simon also lived close by, so we would come every day. The chefs lived nearby, so they would come every day. And so little by little, we were telling people, hey, we're still here. Do you need food from outside? There was a man who used to come every day. He has no one at home. That's how
came
he
in and
survived.
ate every day for him.
Yeah.
Deliveries.
Deliveries. We did a lot of deliveries.
Yeah.
We were just trying to adjust to whatever we could, but we kept on supplying as much as we can. And honestly, we saw we actually made money.
We made money in
Yeah.
COVID.
Yeah,
Yes, we thank
surprisingly.
God.
We
Yes,
thank God.
yeah.
We thank
Yeah,
God.
because we were able to move fast anyway and
Yes.
also just deal with the challenge and,
Yes.
and you know,
Exactly.
just adapt
Exactly.
around it. Are there things you did then that you've maintained? Like from then, now we continue to do this. Is there anything?
In terms of
delivery time,
systems,
maybe.
Yes.
systems, the delivery time, the night shift,
Yes.
we had to kind of, okay, first of all, it was a whole experience for us because
Yeah.
we kind of were now doing the dog work of Cavelli, the both of us,
Yes.
which was an experience in itself, you know, it helps us also understand what people's jobs are like.
Yeah.
But the systems that were in place, we had to take them on, deliveries, kind of work out the routes that we were going to use. We developed our routes because of that.
Yeah.
We developed the way we kind of take in orders because of that. So because of COVID, because of the time in COVID, so those small little systems that we
Yes.
we
you
had
developed
to
in-
develop in
yes.
COVID, we kind of took them on.
You've kept them
and
on.
we're still keeping them. The people here who joined during that time also,
Yeah.
that now kind of have been able to train people through. There was one particular man, Vian. He didn't join actually. He was there with us, but he's kind of been able to train people in the system that we had
Yes.
during that time and kind of take it on. So
Yeah.
so yeah, COVID was it was scary, but it was a blessing.
Yes.
On our end.
Yeah. When you learned to work around the challenge.
Yes.
really.
Exactly.
Anyway,
Learn
but
to
that's
work.
business, really, isn't
Exactly,
it?
yeah.
Every day, like you said, you come to work every day. There's a new thing.
Yes.
Something
Yes,
else has
there's a new
happened,
thing.
and you need to see what to do and,
Yeah.
and innovate around
Focusing on people who are deliveries was our biggest income at that time.
that. Yes.
So that has helped us right
Is
now.
it still a thing now?
It is still. It's one of our biggest income on.
Really?
Income
Interesting.
drivers. So.
Okay, that's interesting to hear that you've actually kept some of those things. So it worked out actually well for you
Yeah.
in the long run. And so someone else might be wondering. We're talking earlier actually, Simon, and when we were walking around, and you were telling me you are more than just a restaurant, and you're telling us about that you're like a factory. You want to share a little bit about that?
Yes. So so I think it was in 2018 when we had to make some adjustments.
Yes.
Because of the different partnerships that we had. It was a small bakery, and the initial plan was to have it as a small bakery.
Yes.
But in 2018, 2019 is when we got some interesting proposals from different partners that enabled us to now think on a bigger scale.
Yes.
So we had to now develop a mid-sized bakery within the space that we have, and that has enabled us to kind of deliver to the whole of Kampala. Most of Kampala, our partners are Shell and Total, so most of their shops, and a few other restaurants and supermarkets.
Yes.
So because of that, we have to kind of operate a factory, basically.
Yes.
Where we produce we produce the bread, we kind of make over, I think on average every day, about 5,000 units growing, different products growing. We have a big team as well because of it. Maybe not the best maybe not the best thing for business having such a huge team, but it's kind of necessary in Uganda.
Yes. Yeah.
And that's where we are kind of trying to rely on technology to kind of reduce those costs. So yeah, at the moment we have about 70 people working here.
Wow.
And so it's really a factory in that sense.
It is. All right. And you mentioned how you're growing and how you're scaling. What does the future look like? What are you thinking about? Are you thinking about more branches, more outlets? We know you have the one on Kira Road.
Yes.
What are the plans? Because now it looks like it's bigger. It started as a small, let's just do a bakery. Now look where we are. So what does that look like now with what you know now?
With what we know, and because also of COVID, people don't tend to come to town as much.
Yeah.
Of course, those who have to come, but we find that of course the city is developing, so we would like to reach the market. So for us, what that looks like is opening outlets in different places. So we're targeting places where like some are residential, some are more corporate, where people don't have to move as far to get to us. So what that looks like indeed for the future is opening more branches, and very soon few more are to come.
This year we're opening one more.
One more, yes. All right.
Possibly next year two
more, yes, yes. And so what goes into a decision like that for a restaurant, let's say?
A lot of market research.
A lot of market research. We have had these last few years have been interesting because we have had opportunities that have come and gone. We have been disappointed. So at the moment we had to reconsider our priorities.
Yes.
A lot of our partners have been asking us to grow, but for the last few years we have thought that it wasn't quite necessary or quite the right time. For us, because we wanted to build a brand, we want people to know what Cavelli is, and we also want to have our finances in check at that. So right now is when we're kind of thinking of now moving out. We think it's a perfect opportunity and time for us to get our brand out there, and I think with that has come the decision to now partner with different people. Partner some with our own, some with our current partners, and others with different other unique partners. So the decision has taken long. People would probably say too long, but in our thinking, it's the right time.
It's the right time.
And it really, what happens is the three of us, meaning myself, Daphne, and our CEO, sit down and go through numbers. We go through a lot of market research.
Yes.
Talk to different partners that we work with outside, and then we decide.
And then you make that decision. All right. That's interesting to hear that you've actually taken, yes, someone might say you've taken long, but when you say, it takes a lot for you, you felt that wasn't the time, but now is a good time for you to think about it. I think that's the wiser thing to do, as opposed to, having your hands burnt because you are trying to just give in to what the partners are saying. Yes. So that's interesting. And so we're looking forward to all those other branches, all those other branches opening. So what would you say is one of your biggest challenges for you, Daphne, and for Simon? Let's start with Daphne. Your biggest challenge so far in business, and you're like, everything else I could do, food I could manage, but this is the one. Yes.
For me, I would say it's human resource. Yes, human resource, and I don't know about other sectors, but I think it cuts across, honestly. And I think it's a thing of mentality. When I started this business, part of what I wanted to start was a hospitality school. Because I wanted to train people from the beginning and see them grow and hope that it would become something that they love. Because I think sometimes when people enter hospitality, it's like a stepping stone to what they actually want to do. Like, let me first be a waiter for a year, then I'll go and do IT. I actually love this and this, but let me first make some money here. But actually, for me, it's the most beautiful thing. to serve someone, see them happy with what you've brought, interact with them daily, get to know their name. Like, I mean, if you, for example, if you fix someone's computer, you fixed it, it's done.
Yeah.
If you sell them a computer, it's done. But hospitality, you can get to know someone so much so, like, as if you know a family member. You know how they drink their tea, you know what they want to eat, you know their kids' names. Like, for me, those are the things I love, and I wish people could also see that in this industry.
Yeah.
But human resource is such a big problem, because up to now, I don't know, we haven't hacked it, but there just doesn't seem to be a right way to motivate people. Because I've studied all these things, the theory, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, motivate people, do what, do this, give them more money, it's not enough. Get to know them, it's not enough. Do this, I mean, once in a while you find a gem that you can grow with.
Yes.
But it seems people are very short-sighted, in the sense that there's no loyalty. Like, in the 7 years, I can count on my hand the people who are still here.
Yeah.
And yet the business is growing, it's functioning. So there's an opportunity for you to grow with it.
Yeah.
It's not that we would keep you in the same way where you were when you first came here.
Yeah.
For us, our policy is, honestly, if you work here, get to know everything that's done here. Even if you're a baker, why don't you go and learn how to make coffee? Why don't you go and learn how to make a dish? Like, leave here better than you came.
Yes.
For me, that has always been my thing. But there are very few people who actually take that opportunity.
Are keen to do it.
Yeah, they're just not keen. And also that thing of kind of distancing yourself from where you work. Let me steal this glass because they have many anyway. Why? Or this is not your place. Why do you know? And they discourage. One bad seed can
mess up the whole crop. Yes.
Because somebody comes here keen to do their best, but someone will tell them, why are you making so much effort? This is not your place. Like, is it yours?
Yes.
So that, for me, those have been the challenges, honestly.
Yes, and the human resource front.
A human resource, yes.
Yes. Simon?
For me, wow, I think the challenges I have faced, and I think Daphne shares them, is the overheads.
Yeah.
Overheads are very tough in this industry. Big stuff.
Yes.
And we're trying to grow, and we're also trying to stay relevant.
Yes.
So in trying to stay relevant, you have to tap into so many knowledge hubs that are not cheap.
That have cost implications.
That have cost
you
implications.
Want to talk about some of those knowledge hubs?
Knowledge hubs, yeah. We for example, we bring in some experts in baking.
Yes.
This year, we hopefully will bring in someone in the kitchen.
Yes.
These are master bakers, master chefs that come and train our staff. We like to move around and travel and go to exhibitions to be able to get insight on where the industry is leading. It's not cheap. Trying to get innovative tools. Like right now, I think we have we have only one of two printers that are in Africa. That is not cheap.
What does it printing?
It prints edible ink on any surface. Edible surface, so a cake. For a cake, for example.
So you print onto the cake.
So we print onto the cake. We can personalize it, but that doesn't come cheaply.
Yes.
Servicing it doesn't come cheaply. And also it's not a guarantee that people
will
appreciate it and even know that it's a new technology. So so yeah, these things are quite they are a challenge, but they're also exciting. You really, I love challenges. I think we love challenges, that's what has kept us.
That's what has kept you.
Yeah.
All right. So really, people as well as all the overheads, the costs, of running this and the business. You cannot afford to have very few people. It's a restaurant. You can't have two waiters to just take care of everybody comfortably.
Although it's in Uganda that we have been to establishments that are almost this size and they have a third of the people.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah.
So when we bring in the experts and they ask us how many people you have and we say 70, they are gobsmacked. They're like, what are all
They're like, what? They think,
like, okay,
I
you
think
just
they
spend
think
at
we are
least a
so
month
far
here.
ahead. Yeah.
But by the time they go, they
Yeah.
realize why you need
Why
all
it's
Why you
why
need
it is,
Mm,
yes.
yes.
Which
It's back to the element that
The
what you were
human
talking
resource
about.
part.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
But it's
Because you
what
cannot
it is.
afford, because tomorrow one might not show up.
we have stayed in a hotel
Yes.
that had 5 people
Yeah,
working in
5
it.
people were working.
What was the size of the hotel?
It
think
was
it had at
the size of
I think it had like 30 rooms, 30, 40 rooms,
a bit more.
a bit more.
A bit more.
But the receptionist was the same person coming to serve you breakfast, was the same person going behind there and
Cleaning the rooms.
cleaning and yeah, so it's
And this was right in the middle of Paris.
yeah, in the middle.
And you didn't have an issue with the service.
No.
No, it's
It's
but
the
in
middle of
Uganda
Paris, I know.
the same kind of hotel.
Yes, yeah.
You know, the same at
But-
baker. We went to a bakery that had a third of the people here, maybe. I
Yes.
think 20 people.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's what it is and it's okay because
Yeah.
people need jobs. People
Yes,
need to work.
that's
Well,
true.
what we would want is for them to do their jobs with love. That's
Yes.
actually all.
Yeah.
Even if there are 100 people here.
Yes,
if
because
they're
of
all
what
doing
to pay
they-
them will
It
come
will
out.
come,
Yes,
yes.
yes,
And
yeah.
also people need to grow, people need to develop. So it's
Yes.
okay.
Yeah.
For me, the numbers are fine, apart from the implication and the overheads. But in terms of developing
service is
people,
good,
yes, it's
People,
okay.
the
Yes.
customers will come.
Yes,
Yes,
and
then,
somebody
yes.
will earn a living and love what they're doing and be excited to come to work.
Yes,
And
which is ultimately what a business should do, really
Yes.
create
Yes.
and improve people's livelihoods and
Exactly.
create work for people.
Yes.
Yes, it's one of those first ways.
Mm.
But yes, we know that you keep pushing, and I know that, from our conversations that you train a lot.
Yes.
You try, and you've talked about bringing in experts from out to just show people what we can do and just look into your systems, do an audit and say you can improve here.
Yes.
And it's really been good for you, I believe. I believe. Many times we're like, that expense, let's first leave it.
yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yes, and instead you do yourself a disservice as well as your customers by not
Absolutely.
bringing them in to improve the service. So you're a young couple, you're working here, you just had a baby, for example. How has it been working as a couple? Yes.
Yeah, you want to answer first.
Yes. Yeah.
It has been great in that
Yes.
in many ways it's fantastic because
Yes.
somebody who you trust completely is working with you. Like
Yes.
yeah, it's now like I can actually have peace on maternity leave, knowing that the business is in good hands, is in as good as my own hands.
Yes.
Yes, and so it's important. Also, we definitely complement each other because he's very good with attention to detail, very, very good, which is vital here. But I would say I'm more the visionary.
Yeah.
I'm the one who wants to take us to the next level.
We go.
Yeah, let's go. Maybe we can try this. Maybe we can do this. I feel like we can pay people more. I feel like, but he's the one who will bring me back and be like, have you
Calm
seen
down.
the numbers? Yes. So in that way, it's great.
Yes. Yeah.
But the trick is just maybe not taking work home.
How easy has that been?
Sometimes it's difficult.
It is
It is difficult because you end up
Yes.
still talking about work at home.
Even a date is.
Yes.
Yeah, even a date is either talking with children or talking about work.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
so, and because as we said, we're in the restaurant industry, going out to eat is still being at work.
You're
Seeing
working,
what
yeah.
people are doing, how you can improve. What.
Yes.
So yeah, in
Yeah.
that sense, it's hard to depersonalize yourself from the business.
Yeah. Yes. But it's really generally the entrepreneur's struggle.
Yes, I think so.
You're like on the clock the whole time.
whole
And with the
time.
phones, the customer feels if you're online, you should be
Even when you're not online.
You should be helping me.
At 1 a.m. I want a cake, but is it urgent?
Yeah.
As in, do you want it
Do
now?
you
They're
want
like,
it
no,
now?
next week.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, why don't you call the
Why-
actual line?
exactly.
Why do you have to call me?
Yes.
yes. So it's always hard. So
Yes.
it's generally
about you?
hard.
For me,
Diamond.
I think for me it has been, I have loved every moment.
Yeah.
I like I was sharing with you behind the seeds,
Yes.
we have known each other for so long, and we used to be desk mates.
Wow. That's you guys.
So you know,
Yes.
it's and we literally sit next to each other.
Yes.
So
You're still at
And
the
we're
same
still
time.
best mates.
That's true.
Yes.
That's
So
very
we have always been kind of complimenting each other. We were talking about it the other day about like in math we would compete. What have you done?
And yes,
What have you
yeah.
got? And yeah. So it's been amazing to see what God has done in our lives because somehow we have continued growing with each other. It's beautiful to see our children when we think about where we have come from. It has, of course, like anything, it's a challenge. It
Yes.
requires humility. My wife is actually, she's the MD here. She's the big boss here.
Yeah.
So it requires a sense of humility. But I think what has helped us is the history that we have.
Yeah.
So there's no competition in that sense. Apart from that, I think where definitely we I wouldn't say struggle, but we have challenges with is being able to detach from work and, as she has said, work and home.
Yes.
It's tough sometimes,
Yes, it
but
is.
it's still good.
It
because,
is, but
yeah.
it's still really good.
Yeah.
Yes, and you already mentioned a bit about, innovation and technology. Is there any other way that you've innovated that we would like to share with us, maybe, in terms of what other things you've added?
Yeah, I think. Well, one thing that we are not shy of doing here is investing, and I
Yes.
think as a company, as a family, we have tried to put our money where our mouth is. In terms of machinery, we ensure that we work with the best kind of machinery, so the best partners that we have. In terms of going out and getting knowledge, those knowledge hubs
Yes.
that we say,
Yeah.
we really invest in that. And we continue to try and push ourselves to higher levels,
Yeah.
bring in the better people who are better than us, always. And I think that's the nature in how we have been mentored. Our father, I'll call him our father, our CEO, is very keen on being pushed to your limit.
Yes.
So he will do all he can to ensure that you've actually experienced the best.
The best. Yeah.
And from that, then it's up to you. And
Yeah.
so I think we're not afraid of investing.
You're not afraid of
We're not
investing.
afraid of and that's not to say that we have money, but it's just we're not afraid of going for quality.
Yes.
Yeah.
going
So
for
in
quality.
terms of innovation, that helps.
That helps.
That helps in getting ideas. When we see something that we like, we will do our best to try and get it. For example, the printer,
Yes.
and when you move around, we were recently in Kenya and we're looking at different things that people are printing on cakes.
Yeah.
And it's good to see that no one is doing what we're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes. So
it's
you're also
amazing.
keen on being, pioneers in the space,
Yes.
just bringing new ideas and introducing people, what is out there.
Yeah.
So you've talked about you're not shy to invest. Because my next question is, what has been your biggest risk? You feel like, we really took a risk on this one. I mean, because now you're already talking about the machines. Is it the machines? Or there's been something else bigger? Like here, we just took a risk on
Yes,
this one.
Sure,
The Cavelli
it
itself is a
Cavelli
risk.
itself is a risk.
Yes.
But after that,
Yes.
we had to take a loan to get some of the machines.
Yes.
And so that has definitely been a big pushing factor that it has to work because we have to pay this money back.
Yeah.
And of course, businesses, sometimes you have to take a loan. Like you have to get the big influx of money, but knowing that you can pay it back, not just
Yeah.
to get into debt for the sake of it.
Yeah.
But the machinery in the bakery is it was a huge risk at first, but it's what kept us going and what has helped us to be able to meet the capacity to supply and distribute, as we were telling you in COVID. And that's how we can do 5,000 units a day.
Yes.
Which is still small.
Which is still small, but it's growing.
But it's
and
growing,
yes, and has
yeah.
the capacity to be
Yes.
much higher and at a higher quality. Because cheap is actually costly. That's
Yeah.
the truth. At the end of the
Yes.
day, it will last for a day and it will break. But if you can invest in something that you can see where it's going, it has kept us going for at least 4 or 5 years now.
Yeah.
The
Yes.
same machines.
5 years.
Yeah, 5 years now. So yeah, and it's worth it. But it was definitely a risk.
A huge one.
Huge.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sleepless nights. Yeah. But now.
As you toyed with the decision,
Yes.
as you paid the money,
Yes.
as you
yeah, as you see it be leaving your account.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right. That's good to know that, you know, but anyway, they always say the bigger the risk, the bigger the return.
Yes.
But
Yes.
yeah, even the bigger the loss if it
Yes.
happens.
Yes.
exactly.
Yeah.
Very-
Yes, you
very
always
true.
take it to the next level. You've talked a lot about your father and his role and how he's mentoring you. Are there other people you're learning from? Yes, aside from maybe the master chefs and the master restaurant managers that come, are there other people you guys learn from? Yeah.
Yes, church.
Church,
This
yes.
church has been a place where we have really learned so much. I mentioned one of our shepherds,
Yeah.
Mr. Jethro Muhanji and Faith, his wife. They have been really mentoring us as well on a spiritual level,
Yeah.
financial level, personal finances. So that has been a revelation for all of us, for both of us, where we are learning. Where else?
Also, our shepherds, obviously, the Okulos.
The Okulos,
because,
100%, yes.
The way when we entered the church, I think it was a level and intensity we had not experienced before.
Yeah.
Where somebody who you don't really owe anything tells you do this and you do it.
Yeah.
Like
Yes.
we found it quite interesting, fascinating, really.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
but we've fallen into the culture. And it has really impacted also the way we do business here.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the expectations we have of people. And it's a thing of, I asked you to do something, do it within the next, 2 minutes.
Yes.
Like, if you can do it now, do it. So that has also pushed us to kind of see what we can get the most out of people, because I
Yes.
think that's also the culture in Worship Harvest. is
Yeah.
that, yeah.
Yes.
You
yes.
know who is
Like they
leading
have a
you
lot
and-
in them.
Yes,
so-
people have a lot more in them
Than-
than they realize themselves. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. So let me just continue on in that line of conversation. What are some of the Christian values really that you feel that since you started coming to church, or maybe you've always had them, that you run with in the business?
Okay.
In the business,
In the business.
personally, saving.
Yeah, for sure.
Saving, eh?
Yes.
Saving
Yes,
as person,
yeah.
between the both of us, saving.
Yeah.
Within the business,
Also within the business, in that the business are the people.
Yes.
The people who work
Yes,
here.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So slowly
Yeah,
by
maybe, yeah.
slowly, we're trying to teach them what we learn.
Kingdom
Yeah.
Yes,
principles.
yeah, the kingdom principles, trying to make a difference in people's lives. For them to know that even if you don't earn what you think you should earn, even if you earned 20 million, if you don't know how to keep it, you won't keep it.
Yes.
So those small principles that we're learning at church, timekeeping, the way you look at yourself, the way you, like all the things that they try to teach us at church, we
Yes.
try to implement here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Christian values in that, also how you treat people.
Yeah.
How like caring about what they care about.
Yeah.
Excellence, like trying to reach that level of excellence. Everything you do it excellently. That's what
Yes.
we're also trying to push.
Sowing
for
seed has been a
Sowing
very big.
seed
We've,
also.
as a company, we have tried to sow seed.
Yes.
Individual, I mean,
Yes.
not between the two
As
of
a
us,
couple.
a couple, we have tried
Yeah.
to sow seed. So those are some
You can quickly
principles
Yes.
that I
yes,
definitely
you can
say.
quickly think of.
Yeah.
Basically, yes, how you treat your people and how you handle your finances.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Especially.
Exactly,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah. And what would you say are some of your values? Do you have company values?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yes,
for
yeah.
sure.
Number one is respect.
Okay.
Yeah, we value respect no matter who you are. We are, like I was saying earlier, we have a very open door policy.
Yes.
So one of the things we don't like, or at least has been taught to us, is being out of touch with your people, out of touch with your team. And so one of the things we value is people being able to come to us with respect, and also be able to share with us and feeling comfortable enough to talk, whether it is about personal things, whether
Yeah.
it is about work things. So
Within limits, of
within
course.
limits,
like,
of course.
yes.
But
Not just,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
I think that goes with respect, because once everyone knows that the directors can go to anyone, everyone should respect each other, because we respect you as human beings. You should respect each other.
Yeah, and also for sure, adding on that, my first job was cleaning toilets in at some tennis championship, Wimbledon. I'm sure some of the viewers know it. Yes,
Yeah.
so I used to clean toilets there. And it
I don't
really
think anyone
gave
is
me-
feeling bad about you cleaning toilets at
no.
Wimbledon.
You'd be surprised.
Toilets,
You'd be
toilets.
surprised.
Toilets, when we
Yeah,
think you
toilets.
should think about the ones we think about, but still.
But it's
What's
even
yes?
might even
Let me
be
tell
worse.
You think you don't know what you don't know. Sharon is glamorizing.
You're trying to make it seem like it was up there.
It really wasn't. Actually,
Yes.
it gave me a deep appreciation for people who do those kinds of jobs.
Yes.
And so that was when I came back, that was one of the things we try to impress the most in people, in that the person you think is the least is actually
Yes.
very important. Because the dirty toilet in a restaurant is enough to chase away anyone.
Of course, yes, yeah.
So
yes.
the people who you may think are the least in the company are actually valuable.
Okay.
So respect, valuing people, excellence, as we said, is one of our big things here.
On
We want
respect,
to-
it's not that it's demanded, it's
earned,
earned.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Excellence in that everything we do should be excellent, from
Yes.
the way that people at the gate receive you up to the point where you pay your bill and you leave.
Yeah.
You should
Yeah.
feel you've had an excellent experience.
Yeah.
So that's what we kind of try to keep on doing. Integrity, of course. Yes, those are our
That's
values.
one of those
Yes.
values. Wow, amazing.
Mm.
And you've done so much. You're so young, but you remain humble. What is that factor that keeps you the way you are?
The way we were raised,
Yes.
I think our parents have been pillars for us, and have kept us grounded, I
Yeah.
think. But what else?
Also, just knowing the exposure to knowing that
Exposure,
also
yeah.
you're just not the best. Like there's people who are doing so much more than you.
Yes,
There's
yes.
so much further to go.
There's so much more,
Yes, there's
yes.
so much more out there.
Even
there's
just in Uganda,
so much.
it's not
Even
to
in
think you're-
Uganda, it's
you're
not
the best,
about
yeah.
abroad.
Yeah.
Everywhere, somewhere,
Yeah.
someone is better than
Is
you.
better than
Yes.
There's
you.
something to
Yeah.
learn.
And there's something to learn, and to learn from anyone and everyone.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Ah.
we always have our listening ears. Yeah.
Yes.
Because there's always something someone is saying that we could probably learn from.
Yeah.
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely. And with everything that we've talked about, two last ones. If you were to do it all over again, what would you do differently? And that one last one for, that person that wants to start out in this business, a restaurant or bakery. What would you tell them? Yeah.
What did you do different?
What did I do differently? I have pursued projects here that have been very costly, but have been so they've come with a wealth of knowledge. So I wouldn't say the mistakes have been a bad thing. They've actually been a very good thing. But one thing I would do differently is taking time with decisions, with research. Like if you think you know, just take even more time. I think that has been a lesson that we have personally learned, and that's why we're not afraid to take our time even with branches.
Yes.
Because we have been burnt. We've been burnt, and we have experienced things
so
that
you've
have been a
opened
real
one and
cost.
closed the branch before?
No, yeah, well, yes, we did try out a franchise.
Okay.
But we have pursued a project that was
That didn't
that
pan out
did,
the way
that
you
didn't
want.
pan
Yes,
out the way
yes.
we want, and I think there was a lot of learning experience for that.
Yes.
So, but I think the real lesson there was being patient. Being patient, get all the knowledge, get all the knowledge that you can. Market research does not end; it is continuous, and also leave your desk. The work is not at your desk, which is what it's always out there. Business is not. Our father keeps on telling us, if you come here and he sees you at your desk, he's like, but you've sat too long, move around, go and talk to the customers, go and talk to businesses. And I think that had we done that, even in our pursuits of these projects, we would have made different decisions and saved money that was lost.
All right.
Yes, and the final thing in terms of opening this business, I would say that one of the first things I learned in hospitality school was that hospitality you don't call hospitality, it calls you. Like it has to choose you in the sense that it will take everything from you. Like we said, the business is 7 years old, our firstborn is 3 years old. There's no way that at the beginning of the business we could have handled all that.
Yes.
Children, marriage, business, it's just not possible. It's a very taxing business, and it's not the kind that you open on a whim. You don't do it just because actually I like cakes. Let me start a bakery. If you're going to run it from home, maybe.
As an income stream.
As an income stream.
Yeah,
and there is money to be made for sure.
Yeah,
so if somebody out there loves it, do it, pursue it.
Yeah.
But pursue it with excellence, because it's going to take a lot. It's not a side hustle. In other words, is what I want to say.
You will not side hustle a restaurant.
No. It needs you there. The people need to see you there. Your workers need to know you're there.
Yes.
It's the kind of thing that needs you there. So if you're ready to do that, then absolutely.
Yes.
And you're ready, you can come and ask us questions also.
Yeah.
We're willing to, whoever wants to open, come and ask us a few questions. Have some coffee with us we'll share.
We still have the plan of building the school.
Yes,
So
for
one
sure.
day
The school is needed.
Yes,
So yeah,
it will
we'll
be there.
definitely. And we're
Yes.
happy to answer any questions here. Come have a coffee and ask us, because we have a lot of stories for sure. Yeah.
I like that. I like that you've said, if you want to, just come and just ask us. We're available to help. Yes. Because I like that abundance mindset, because there is a lot more room for more restaurants.
For sure.
There are places you will never reach that another person can reach. So if you're like, come, let us learn together, and and then off you go.
Build each other.
Yes, and build each other.
Yeah.
Yes, the same way someone is mentoring you, you can mentor another business owner.
Yes.
So thank you very much for that. And I guess to all our viewers, you have had it there. But I don't want to leave without giving you an opportunity to tell us what you do, basically, the range of services because and products that you have out there.
Yes.
Just for people to know.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So we have a continental restaurant, but we also have bread, we have pastries, we have ice cream, we have cakes. We do outside catering, so if you just feel like you want desserts for a party at home, you can call us. We do office catering, we do weddings, we do pretty much anywhere you need food, we can be there.
Yes.
If you need pastries or sweet things, we can be there. We have the technology and the ability to even deliver ice cream unmelted to wherever you want.
Yes.
So we can reach you.
And we are going to reach you.
Yeah, and we're going to reach
Opening
you. Yes,
soon.
opening soon.
Coming soon
Yes.
to a near you,
Yes.
to a mall or a place near you.
place near
So
you.
place
In
near
a
you.
suburb, we
Yes.
shall be there anytime soon.
Yes.
So thank you very much,
Thank
Simon and
you.
Daphne. It's been an absolute pleasure
Thank
talking
you,
to
Pastor
you,
Sharon.
and we've had a good time. And I'm sure all those that are tuned in have learned something. I definitely have learned a few things, especially the one of risks. That one I have taken.
Yeah.
Yes. So if you're tuning in and you have enjoyed the show, do let us know. Let us know what you have learned today. We definitely would like to know. But we never like to leave without giving you an opportunity to give your life to Christ. You've had Simon and Daphne. They're talking about God in their story. They're talking about, I prayed about this. They're talking about, Worship Harvest and how they have grown spiritually and how they see their team differently following their experience, how they've experienced God and are now seeing people through the eyes of God, the same way God sees them. And that's exactly what we want you to do. A life where you have a relationship with God, that He affects everything about you. And most importantly, that you have a deep relationship with Him. Because it's one thing to start a business that is multi-million-dollar, that is all over the world, but then you don't have a relationship with the Creator, the one who gives you the power to do all those things. It will totally be absolutely useless. So we'd like to give you an opportunity to give your life to Christ. And if you would like to, you can say this prayer with us this day and you will be born again. It's very simple. So you can close your eyes and say this prayer and say, Dear Lord, thank you for my life. Thank you that you love me. Thank you that you died for me. You died for me so that I could have life in all its fullness. And today, I ask you to forgive me for all my sins, for everything that I have done in the past. I ask you to forgive me. I ask you to come into my life, to be my Lord and Savior, to turn my life around and do something significant with it from this day forward. In Jesus' name, I have received my salvation. Amen. And if you just said that prayer, you are born again, just like that. And we're excited and would like to hear about your salvation today. So you can let us know on this number, +256 775 642 449. That's +256 775 642 449. There's a pastor at the end of that line that can help you make sense, connect you to a loving church family where we can continue to walk this new journey that you have begun. And there's a party in heaven, and we're celebrating with you. Thank you very, very much. And from all of us here at Cavelli and Worship Harvest Ministries, we would like to wish you a beautiful week. Have a good one. Remember, you are blessed, so go ahead and be a blessing. Until next time, bye-bye.